From this moment on, you will now be known as Sharkbait.
Sharkbait! Ooh-ha-ha!
Welcome, brother Sharkbait.
Sharkbait! Ooh-ha-ha!
Enough with the Sharkbait.
Sharkbait! Ooh, bop.
Good morning, everybody. This is D from Brooklyn, and this is my 20-gallon all-in-one custom-built frag system. Today I'm going to do something really simple and something really different. I'm going to just show you a few of my tanks and give you a really quick update. Keeping aquariums is about as easy or as difficult as you make it. It's all about doing a little bit of reading, doing a little bit of research, studying, and putting in the work that you would do in any other hobby, whether it be football, whether it be surfing, fishing, or riding a bike. You got to know a little bit about your bike before you go out and buy it. Well, the same thing with aquariums. You got to know a little bit about the hobby before you jump in. So here's an update. This tank is powered by this all-in-one section that I've created by taking a piece of acrylic about 1/4 inch and creating a partition in which I have my overflow directly into the tank. So for what it's worth, this tank is really a 17-gallon with a 3-gallon overflow and an auto top-off system. The return pump is a Via Aqua, about 400 gallon per hour pump. It may be less, I could be wrong, but it's a small pump with an auto top off, which is right in underneath. If I can give you a good pan down. It's a simple water reservoir that feeds the main tank and makes sure that the salinity is stable. As you can see, the water's crystal clear and the lights have come on, which brings me to the next piece of equipment, the timer and control system. The tank is controlled by what is called the fish bit, which was on Kickstarter some time ago. The company came out with this timer about 2 years ago. It controls my lights, it controls my pumps, and I have LEDs covered up because the LEDs are rather bright. It tells me the status of everything in the aquarium, and it controls everything according to those statuses. Now, you know I'm a big supporter of the Apex system, but these guys are on Kickstarter, and I believe, as anybody that knows me, in supporting the little guy. Now, they've struggled a bit with this project, and they still haven't gone mainstream, but that is what is controlling my tank. And as you can see, the lights cut on, the heaters cut on, and everything is running smoothly. The only other piece of equipment, or rather 2 pieces of equipment, are my Reef Octopus Nano Skimmer, which does an excellent job at removing, particulate and foam. I don't run it really hard because this is a small system, and I do believe in having X amount of nutrients in the tank overall. And a 200-watt titanium heater. Now, you may say that's overkill for such a small tank, and it may be 300. I believe it's actually a 300-watt titanium heater right there. The reason why I go bigger is because it runs less when you have a bigger heater than having a small heater that has to run full time. So if you go a little bit bigger on your heater, or perhaps run 2 heaters, they tend not to run as long. So that's why I have a little bit bigger heater than I need. Oh, and I almost forgot. Ocean Revive first generation light fixture. There's no timer in here, which is why it's run by my fish bit unit. And as you can see, the lights have just cut on. It grows the hell out of some SPS. Of course, the softies, when you grow softies and SPS or LPS together, the softies tend to really excel. As you can see, if anybody's watched any of my older videos, you can see that I have removed corals from this tank time and time again and replaced them, and have had other corals take off just as fast. So corals grow really fast in this small system. What vid would be complete without showing you the chemistry? This is my little drop down work table that I built into this. It's drop down on hinges, hides all of my junk, including my carbocalcium, which I've been using instead of 2-part for the last 2 months, or rather 3 months, made by Tropic Marin. You'll probably see that in one of my older videos, and it does a hell of a good job. So that is the guts. Now, to give you a quick rundown, I'm going to do it real quick. I'm going to speed up, just give you an overview of my animals, because what video is a video without my animals? Especially Spike, my black long-spined urchin, which keeps the place meticulously clean. He's a really good inhabitant. He doesn't mess with any corals. He doesn't carry them as some urchins do and move them all over the place. And there's my 2 clownfish. I like these guys because they're a little different. He's got a bit of a misbar. I donated my other clownfish to my local marine lab at the Lincoln High School. They had not had a saltwater system, so what school can I work at and not have them have a saltwater system? So I got them started and donated some fish, as well as salt, sand, and rock, and everything else. So these are my newer guys. He's a bit of a snowflake gene, and they are just chill. I was thinking of calling them Nemo and Marlin, but that's so corny. Tell me what you think in the comments below. You can see my swirl doing its job, keeping everything nice and moving. My cleaner shrimp, chilling, always upside down. That's his favorite spot. And maybe I can get my little guy to come out. It's rather early because the lights just came on. He's usually here, but I don't see him. And that is my transparent cave blenny. But I guess he doesn't want to come out, so you have to look at an older video for that. You'll see in this tank I have quite a bit of rock, but it's also sitting on a bio block because I do not have sand in this tank. It's all broken up coral rubble, even frag plugs, which I leave in there, and the bio block, which you can see down there. There's my rock anemone, which you'll see I just bought at the Aquatic Experience, and it decided to move in the less seen corner of the tank. Of course, that's what anemones do. They move exactly where you don't want them to move. There's a few fish in here that haven't come out because it's rather early. Let me see if I can get them out. And as soon as the food hits the surface, look who's decided to come out and play. There's my transparent cave blenny. Stunning. You don't see these too often. And if anybody knows me, I like the unordinary. But he usually comes out to say hello. Say hello, babe. He's chilling. Now there are several species of coral in here, including mushrooms, pavona, Pavioides, Pacillopora, of course zoas. There's some akins hidden in there if you look really close. But I took a really big colony out after I had a near crash about a year ago. And just really didn't have the room to put them back in here. But I may add some in the not so distant future. You can see that these guys get really aggressive. You can see those sweeper tentacles coming off the pavona. Here's a really good side shot of the mushrooms, how they've spread on the bottom and pretty much created a substrate. They're spreading really quick. That's the benefit, the blessing, and the curse of having a successful system, is dealing with the balance of growth and what I call coral warfare. There's a devil's hand, leather coral in the corner. I've moved it all over the tank, and that is just the spot that it likes, so I leave it where it likes. You can see that the Pavona is about to drop babies again. What they do is they grow a really soft tissue and they kind of drop pieces, and you end up with another coral. Like there'll be coral under there. There's a coral over here. I typically frag them and I sell them off to get food or trade them with friends for other pieces. There's a piece over there. There's just scattered pieces. Here's a good example of a piece that fell from this one. This was my first piece. Now let's talk about the bad. And not so bad, but this zinnia had grown to such a size that it literally fought off my chalice. You can see my chalice took a hit over there. This one took a hit over here. I have a piece in the far corner. Really hard to see, but really took a hit. That was a beautiful chalice right there. Purple chalice was right there. But corals like zoas, pallies, have no problem with the coral warfare. Even got a little tube worm here, which I've been leaving alone, but it does send these annoying threads into the water column, and that's how they get food. They send these kind of spider webs out when you feed the tank, and they suck it back in and they eat. Same thing with the pallies. You'll see them opening and closing as I just fed the tank. Really simple. One of the things that I believe in is you like what you like, and you have to keep what you can keep. Some people try to keep expert level corals where they're really not willing to put in expert level time into the tank. I know I'm one. Some corals I like, some corals I don't like. I like easy corals, and that's what I stick with. You have Pavaides, and you have some new growth from the Pasillipora, trying to keep it off the glass, but it's wanting to grow toward the glass. Some more zoas. And this guy loves to be on the camera. One fish I don't see, and he swam by really quick, is my Royal Gamma, which is a really pretty fish. It's a shame he hasn't come out. Maybe I'll just put a still shot of him in right here. This is actually the perfect shot to get a close-up of the water circulation in the tank. As this turns, blows all the lot of particulate from the overflow to this end of the tank, where my WP25 blows it right back toward the overflow, and you get complete circulation throughout the tank. I think this is the perfect shot to see that. We're up close, you wouldn't notice it at all. It's really clear. So that's going to be it for this part 1 of my home tank review, and this is tank number 1, or rather this is the frag tank. I'm not going to call it tank number 1, but this is my frag tank, 20 gallons, no special equipment, nice and quiet and simple. And I just want to add, for all you guys that love those rimless tanks, if you don't like fish french fries on the floor, I suggest you cover it. Because yes, I have had fish jump right on the floor. And that'll conclude my October update of the 20 frag. Click like, subscribe, and tune in for part 2, which will be the brackish, or what I call the reef, the freshwater to reef tank. Tune in for that one. This is D, and I'm out. See ya.